Days later.
What? Y'all got an A?
Yeah.
I was supposed to get an A.
Well, maybe you just had like an off day or something.
Yeah, but I copied like all of your answers.
What?
Yeah, like every single one.
We have different versions of the test.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dang.
Well, maybe instead of watching Kardashians all night, you should probably watch those books.
Hey, what's up? Oh, hey, not much. I'm just typing up a paper for my English class right now. It's going pretty easy so far.
This is really interesting stuff. Where'd you get the stat right there?
That right there? Oh, I just got that from Google.
Did you cite the source? I don't see anything anywhere.
Yeah, no I didn't. Do I actually have to do that?
Yeah, that stuff is super important. Can you consider plagiarism if you don't? And professors pay really close attention to that. Anytime you reference a source, online, a web page, or anything that someone else has published, you need to do an in-text citation and a full citation at the end.
Oh, cool. How do I do that? Or is there someone that can help me?
Oh, definitely. I go to the Writing Center all the time. They've helped me learn more about plagiarism, so I know how to avoid it and when to avoid it. They're on the 3rd floor of the MHRA building if you have any more questions. They're always ready to help.
Oh, cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Good luck with the rest of your paper.
You should be proud of the high academic standards that UNCG strives for and the preservation of UNCG's reputation. UNCG is an academic community that advances the quest for truth and knowledge, and your engagement reflects well on the university and contributes to the well-being of society.
Any violations of academic integrity can diminish your hard work and success, the university, and the public trust in our academic endeavors. So to help you out, we are going to give you some insight on what not to do so that you are prepared to succeed. First of all, do your own work. I know this may seem obvious, but when you turn in an assignment with only your name on it, then the work on that assignment should be yours and yours alone. This means that you should not copy any work done by or work together with another student. For some assignments, you might be expected to work in groups for part of the assignment and then turn in some type of independent report. Make sure that you know and understand where working in a group ends and begins.
Second, do not fabricate information. Never make up any type of information that is used in an academic assignment. Additionally, do not falsify anything either. Do not alter, misuse, produce, or reproduce any documents. Do not sign another person's name or your name to anything that contains inaccurate or fraudulent information. Once an assignment has been graded and returned, do not alter it and ask that it be graded again. Many instructors photocopy assignments and tests before returning them, thus making it easy to identify anything that has been altered.
Also, know when and when not to use your friends. They can be super helpful when studying for exams or working on assignments, but don't let your friendships jeopardize you or your college career. Before sharing information, think about what you are giving, what they might do with it, and what consequences might be if your friend misuses it. Even something like giving a friend last year's homework could result in academic misconduct if the friend copies your work and turns it as their own. There is a lot of peer pressure in college. Just try to avoid it.
Citations. Probably what you thought we were going to talk about when it comes to academic integrity, because it's what you were taught in high school. They teach you this early on because it's super important to always make sure you acknowledge your sources if you use another person's thoughts, ideas, or words in your work. If you don't, you're implying that someone else's work is your own, which is considered plagiarism. Plagiarism is the theft of another's intellectual property, which is a serious form of academic misconduct.
Did you know that the UNCG library created great tutorials for students to learn more about plagiarism, paraphrasing, and citing sources? There are free resources available on the library's website. All you have to do is click on Library Tutorials under Services, and bam, you are in.
That's super helpful. Did you know there's also such a thing as self-plagiarism? Yeah, many students don't know this and find themselves in a bad situation. To avoid this, make sure you don't submit the same work for credit in different courses. Even though it might be your own work, you are not permitted to turn in the same work and meet the requirements of more than one course. This applies even if you have to take the same course twice, and you are given the same or similar assignments in the second time you take the course. All assignments must be started from scratch. This also goes for other writings like the Kecker Common Experience Scholarship Essay.
We've all been told before, don't cheat. But why not just be proactive and avoid putting yourself in a situation where an instructor might suspect that you're cheating? Avoiding some of the most common types of suspicious behavior is simple. Before taking the test, just double check that all your notes are put away, your books are closed, your phone and other electronics are nowhere in sight. Having any of these things out in the open, or even just laying on the floor, could easily be seen as a cheat sheet.
Remember that syllabus stuff we talked about earlier? Many instructors will provide you with a course syllabus, which may have more details about academic integrity. So make sure you read through this for every course you take. Different courses have different requirements and expectations, so what may be okay and acceptable in one course may not be the case for another course you take. I didn't read the course syllabus is never an excuse for academic misconduct. If after reading the course syllabus you have questions, just ask.
This tip may not seem as obvious as others, but make sure to protect your own work too. Any work or assignments you complete as a student are your intellectual property. You should protect it just as you would any of your other property, and never give another student access to your intellectual property unless you are certain why they want it and what they will do with it.
Also, don't forget to manage your time. We'll talk more about this later, but know that managing your time can help you in many ways, so make sure you don't put off your assignments until the last minute. Take it from us, you never want to find yourself in a position where your only options are to turn in an incomplete assignment or to cheat. Failing the assignment is pretty bad, but if you cheat, the consequences could be much worse, such as disciplinary record, failure of the course, and/or dismissal from the university.
We know this can be super overwhelming and maybe even scary at first, so just be sure to check out academicintegrity.uncg.edu for more details. If you know what to look for ahead of time, it won't be so intimidating. And if you are not sure what your instructors expect, just ask. It never hurts to get more information and ask questions. UNCG takes academic integrity seriously, so if you see something, say something. All this academic integrity talk is making me hungry. Are you ready to grab some food?
Absolutely, but don't forget your face covering. Face coverings are mandatory at UNCG. Every student, faculty, and staff member must wear a face covering that covers their nose and mouth while indoors on campus, including in classrooms, libraries, auditoriums, and meeting spaces. Face coverings are also required outdoors in situations where appropriate social distancing cannot be maintained. If you decide to not wear a face covering, you will not be able to attend class and will be subject to disciplinary action under the Student Code of Conduct and, depending on the situation, may be suspended from UNCG.
Yes, wearing a face covering is an expression of care, an acknowledgement of community, and a vital part of our plan to make UNCG as safe as possible for everyone. Now, let's shift gears and talk about something that we never seem to have enough of, time.
Okay, so it's 2:30 now, so I'm gonna study for my vocab for Spanish a little bit longer. Then I'm gonna head to the library to get some help on my research paper. And then I'm gonna study for my bio quiz until dinner. Then I'll head to the CAF. And then I'll head back to the EUC for my club meeting. And then I'll head to my room and study for my bio quiz. And then read my articles from the library. I'm a little tired, but if I get there by 11, I should be good to go for my 8 a.m. quiz.
When I first got to UNCG, my time management skills weren't all that great, but I figured out pretty quickly that I needed to learn how to manage my time better in order to get all my work done and be successful. There isn't a one-size-fits-all approach to time management. I had to learn what works best for me, just as you will have to learn what works best for you. So to help you brainstorm ideas, we asked some current UNCG students to give us their best time management tips.
Several students suggested using Google Calendar. It's free and connected to your UNCG email account. You can use it to schedule your day and get reminders and notifications on your phone. You can also download an app that disables your phone during preset study times.
Lots of students we talked to said setting up a schedule early on is key. Before classes start, you can use the academic planner and your Kecker Success Guide to set this up. This is your tool to schedule everything from classes to meals to study time to free time. It may take some time to write everything down, but it's scientifically proven that you're more likely to remember it and do it if you write it down. Another student even suggested scheduling goof-off time every day and also flexible time so you have space in your schedule for things that come up last minute.
Keeping a to-do list on a daily basis with prioritized tasks is another great way to make sure you're getting everything done and not letting anything slip through the cracks. It's really important early in the semester to look at all your syllabi at the same time and figure out when your busiest times are going to be. Then you can see which projects you need to start working on early and which exams you should go ahead and start studying for, so you can block those off on your calendar. It is important to always do your course readings ahead of time and look at your notes every day so you don't have to cram right before a test.
Be honest with yourself about how long it will take and build in extra time for the unexpected or those days when you know you just won't get work done. Pamela Thatcher, a psychology professor, discovered that students who pull all-nighters regularly have lower GPAs than students who do not. You may see this happen a lot in movies or TV shows about college, but it isn't a healthy or helpful thing to do. Studying ahead of time can help you get more sleep and better grades. And while getting enough sleep in college can be hard, it can make your life so much easier.
In addition to the Student's First Office, which is your one-stop shop for advising, the Academic Achievement Center is also in the Forney Student Success Commons and provides a variety of academic skills, workshops, and tutoring sessions throughout the year to help you out. They can help you learn how to manage your time, take better notes, prepare for tests, deal with test anxiety, and be a more efficient learner. You can either go to their website to request assistance, or you can check out the pages they created in your Kecker Success Guide that revolve around study skills. But there are so many other great resources on campus too, from the Office of Accessibility Resources and Services to the University Speaking and Writing Centers, to the Math Help Center, and more. We have an office on campus for everything you could possibly need help with as a UNCG student. This is all part of your academic experience at UNCG, so be sure to fully utilize these services that have been created specifically for you.
Well, that wraps up our GPS session. Thank you so much for joining us. We know this was a lot of information, but we hope you have found it to be helpful.
Since you have your phones on you, which I'm sure you definitely haven't looked at once this entire time, please go to the link listed on this slide now to answer 2 quick questions. We are eager to get your thoughts after attending this session, and we appreciate your responses in advance.
As you follow that link and complete this short questionnaire, just remember that our UNCG faculty and staff are always willing to help you succeed at the G. All you have to do is ask.
You can also connect with students like us. We are happy to share tips and tricks of our own that we have learned over time. And be sure to reach out to yfy@uncg.edu if you have any questions about getting in touch with campus resources. We look forward to seeing you on campus.